my screen, you can see that we are on the homepage for the Locational Clearance Review Mapping Tool. This interactive tool uses the county space map and provides information about natural and environmental resources and environmental overlay districts and allows users to add features and measurements to a location. For example, users can add structures and features such as sheds, decks, additions, pools, identify areas of invasive species for invasive species removal, add setback measurements, show areas of land to be physically altered, identify natural and environmental resources and environmental overlay districts in areas of proposed changes, add labels to proposed structures, add points and lines to show items such as wells, rock outcrops, pipes, connections, and driveways, and create a PDF of the map with added features and structures. From this homepage, we can navigate to the mapper itself. Here you can scroll down on the page and you can see two links. We have accessing the Locational Clearance Mapper tool, which will take you to the tool itself, and a how-to guide, which will cover much of what is included in this learning session today. For the purposes of this presentation, I have the mapper up in a tab and will be navigating to it. Here you can see the homepage for the Locational Clearance Review Mapper. Here we have our standard GIS disclaimer, which you may read, and provides additional information on using the tool itself. Again, it has a link to the homepage and a link to the how-to guide. From here, I will select OK, so we may continue. Here you can see that we have the county's aerial imagery and some additional features identified on the screen in front of us. I would like to draw your attention to the various toolbars that we have on the screen before we start adding proposed features to our map. On the upper right-hand side of our screen, you can see that there are three toolbars. Our first toolbar is the legend. The legend shows everything that is currently viewable on the map itself. Please note that the legend is dynamic, and as you zoom in and out to parcel or town or county levels, what is in the legend will reflect what is currently shown on the screen. Below the legend toolbar, we have the map layers toolbar. As I expand the map layers toolbar, it will show anything that can be present on the mapper itself. Please note that layers that are currently visible are shown in black, while layers that are currently not visible are shown in gray. As you can see here, the text says proposed invasive removal invisible at current scale. With the layers toolbar, you can also manipulate or edit the layers. So you can click on the three dots so you can zoom to a layer, or you can change the transparency. Here you could change the transparency up to 100%. You also have the option of turning layers off and on by clicking the checkbox. So as I click it off, the pink layers identifying town boundaries can turn on and off. Additionally, you have the ability to reposition layers. So as you click on the six dots and drag up or down, you can change the visibility of a layer. Note that the layers at the top of the list are present first, and then other information may be visible underneath. Our last toolbar on the right-hand side of the screen is our Add Proposed Features. This, I think, will be very useful for anyone who is interested in adding those proposed structures, areas of invasive removal, or adding more information on a parcel or area with this mapper tool. As you can see, you have the ability to add labels, you can add points, proposed lines, measurement lines, proposed structure, proposed area of disturbance, or proposed area of invasive removal. And we will dive more into this as we move forward with this learning session. Now, on the lower left-hand side of our screen, we have our other toolbar, which includes the title block for the mapper itself. And then it also has several tools below. Here we have our search bar, where you can enter in an address, a PIN number, or GPS coordinates. You have your print function tool, which provides the template for printing our maps that we will be creating. There also are advanced features if we require additional editing. We have our measurement toolbar where we can measure distance or we can measure area. As you can see here, I've selected the toolbar for a linear distance, and you can change the units. We have our more information tab. Again, it includes the link to go back to the home page for the Locational Clearance Mapper tool, as well as a link to the how-to guide and our Loudoun County GIS disclaimer. And then we have the share button. Now let's start with our first example. Our first example will be creating a locational clearance map for a deck for an existing structure. So let's navigate to our parcel. I will select the search bar and enter in our PIN number for the property and select the magnifying glass for our search results. And then you can double click to navigate to the parcel. As you can see on the parcel, we have several different polygons with different colors. Let's look at the legend to see what's here. As previously stated, the legend is dynamic. So as you can see, when I am looking at my legend, this is showing me that there are areas of the Mountainside Overlay District present with highly sensitive and somewhat sensitive. Again, this is providing you more information so you can make informed decisions when you would like to add features or learn more about your parcel. I will minimize my legend toolbar and then go to Add Proposed Features. Under Add Proposed Features, I would like to add a deck onto my parcel. So I will go to Proposed Structure, select New Feature, and then under Create New Features, I would like to go under Settings and enable snapping layers. This will allow me to have it snap to existing structures or lines that are on the parcel. As you can see here, it is snapping to the building. And as you are determining what you would like to do on your parcel, you have several options for drawing your polygon. You can draw a polygon, you can draw it free-handed, you can draw a rectangle or a circle. In this instance for the deck, I would like to use the polygon. So here again, I am letting it snap to the corner of my parcel. And then I want to add a 15 by 10 foot deck on my structure. I will select the line. And then as you drag your mouse away, you can see that the distance is increasing. If you know the exact dimensions, you can use a tooltip and press Tab on your keyboard so that way you can enter in exact distances. Here I will enter in 15 for my deck. And as you can see, the distance is locked at 15 feet. I will click, and then again, it's 10 by 15 deck, so I will press Tab You can enter in your deflection. This is the angle. So I will enter in 90, and then I will enter in 10 and hit enter. And it locks it out at 90 degrees of deflection and 10 feet. As I click to draw my next line, you can see here these orange squares that are showing you that there are 90-degree angles between the different distances. Now that I have drawn my deck, I can double click to finish. Under my description, I will add in my text and click Create. The polygon itself will include a description that has the square footage. So here I have 150 square foot deck. Now I will exit Create Features, and I can add my setback measurements. So again, under Proposed Features, I will add my measurement lines. So I will select my measurement line, and then I can have it snap to the corner of my proposed deck and snap to the property line. Double click to finish drawing. And I will add in my description my setbacks. In this scenario, I will be using the description setback 1, 2, and 3. Please note that you can add setback measurements through existing structures. Again, I'm double clicking to finish drawing. Setback 2. And setback 3. Create. From here, I can exit out of Create Features. If, for example, I needed to edit my deck, I can use the Edit Features Select tool, select my proposed structure, and you can either add points by selecting the middle dots of the lines. So here I will add another dot and I can drag it out or drag it back. Or I could pull on the corners, select and pull to change the shape. And then you can select Update after you're finished. You also have the option of deleting a structure and redrawing it. Here I will select Update. Now that my well has been added to the map, I can exit out of the Create Features, clicking the back button. And then I can add my measurement line, my buffer, and my conveyance line. So for my buffer, I'm first going to add a measurement line. So I will select New Measurement Line. I have it selected as a polyline, and then I will have it on top of my well. And again, as a tooltip, you may press Tab on your keyboard to enter in an exact distance. So I press Tab. Under distance, I will put 200 feet, and you can select Enter. And that way it will give me a 200-foot measurement, and I can draw it anywhere I want to around the well itself for my buffer. So I want my line to be measured here. I will select it. I will enter in well buffer for my description and select Create. It will label this with the length of the line. I will exit out of Create Features for my measurement line, and then for my buffer, I will navigate to Proposed Area of Disturbance. You could use this for showing limits of disturbance around a shed that you would be installing. In this scenario, we're going to be using it as a buffer. So I will select new feature. Under the type of feature I would like to create, I'm going to select a circle. And with the circle, again, I will be starting on my well. I will click and then I will drag with my mouse out until I hit the edge of my measurement line. Here you go. In my description, I will enter in well buffer area and select create. Something to keep in mind with the area of disturbance, I would like to exit out of create features. And then I will navigate to my map layers toolbar. So I will minimize the add proposed features, maximize my map layers toolbar, and navigate to proposed area of disturbance. I would like to make sure that any labels are hidden. So I will hide my labels for the proposed area of disturbance. It may show up with the square footage of your proposed area of disturbance otherwise. I will now navigate. Actually, I will also change the visibility of my map. So my structure is shown underneath the area of proposed disturbance, or this in this scenario, it's showing my buffer. I would like it to be on top so it's easier to see. So I will drag my buildings and I'll drag it so that way it is above my proposed area of disturbance. As you can see, this changed the visibility of the structure, so now it is clear to see. Now I will minimize my map layers, maximize my add proposed features, and under proposed line, I would like to show my conveyance line to my structure. So here I have another polyline. I will have it start at my well. I will draw it down here, and then I will draw it to my structure here. I will double click, and then with the proposed line type, you can change the type of line, for example, a driveway or other line, but in this scenario, I will keep the conveyance line. In the description, I will enter in pipe to structure. Click create. And the conveyance line will be labeled with the length of the line. Now that I have completed my well, my buffer area, and my conveyance line, I want to print my map. So again, I will exit out of my search toolbar. I will select my print function, and I will go to print template. As you can see, I have show print area selected, so that way this blue shading will show the area of the map that's going to be included. In this case, I would like to have a landscape, and then I need to increase my map scale, or the area that will be included in my map. So I could select current map extent, which would be what's being shown on my screen, or I can set the map scale. So as you type in here the number that you select for your scale, for example, I'll enter in 1,000 and press enter. It will show the map at that scale, what would be included. The map title was reset as I changed from portrait to landscape. I'm including some additional description here for my purposes of creating this map. I could also include the parcel PIN number that's available down here, or the address. I will select print, and it will show up in the Results tab. As you can see, the results have populated. I'll select the Results tab, and then we'll be able to see the map that we've created. So here it has our title, it's showing our well and the buffer length, as well as the buffer itself and the conveyance line to the house. And again, I will go back to my print template. I will unselect Show Print Area and close the print toolbar.